Welcome, Ramley. How are my Super Bowl champions doing today? Today we're talking Rams news and rumors. Let's get right into it. Now let's start this off by talking about Von Miller. Von Miller is reportedly drawing interest from several teams, including the Chargers, Packers, Broncos, and of course the LA Rams. We all seen Von post a picture of himself playing for the Broncos, and he said, should I wear number 40 or go back to number 58? And if I come back, I wonder if they'll give me my old locker. Guys, I really wouldn't read too much into this. We also seen him post pictures of him and Russell Wilson together. I honestly think these social media posts from Von Miller is no more than a negotiation tactic. Maybe trying to get the Rams front office a little nervous. Even with that Instagram story post, the rumors going around are the Rams and Von still have very high mutual interest in getting an extension done. Von Miller has stated that he will talk to the Rams first before any team. Von told Josina Anderson of CBS Sports on Wednesday, "I want to figure it out with the Rams first and foremost because they've been really good to me. On the slim chance that we can't make it happen, then I'll explore all my other options." Key word, guys, on the slim chance they don't get it done. The question isn't, do the Rams re-sign Von Miller? I honestly truly believe the real question is, how much money do the Rams give Von Miller? And I think because of this next topic, the Rams might end up even overpaying for Miller, but he'll definitely be a Ram next year. And that next topic is Aaron Donald and his retirement. As we all know, Rodney Harrison at NBC Sports said right before the Super Bowl that Donald told him there's a strong possibility he'd walk away if the Rams won it all. Donald will go on to say that he'd come back to play for the Rams if the Rams bring back the super team and re-sign OBJ and Von Miller. Now we have a report from Sports Illustrated's Greg Bishop that states Donald's confidants believe he's still split between wanting to keep playing and retiring. Bishop did go on to note that if you are placing bets, you should put your money on another season, but it's far from the certainty that has been hopefully described. Aaron Donald will go on to tell him that he's thinking about his kids when he's thinking about retirement. Donald has 3 kids. He currently lives in California with his wife and his 6-month-old son, Eric. His 2 other kids, Jada and Aaron Jr., live with their mother back in Aaron's hometown of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Greg Bishop of Sports Illustrated stated, Jada, who's now 8 years old, started first grade in 2018, and because of school and activities, she couldn't fly out to visit as much as she could before. It wasn't only the Rams' loss to the Patriots in the Super Bowl that left Aaron Donald feeling in a bad place mentally. What tugged on him felt bigger, more existential, filling him with anxiety and dread. It's simple, guys. He's living in LA while 2 of his kids live on the other side of the country. As a father myself, not only would retirement be on my mind, but honestly, I'd probably be leaning towards it. There is literally nothing in the world that brings me more joy than my 2 kids, and I couldn't imagine not being able to see them and spend time with them every day. Especially when I'm Aaron Donald and I literally accomplished everything there is to accomplish in football. He already has 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards, countless All-Pro nods, a Super Bowl ring, a gold jacket coming, and he's arguably the best defender to ever play football. I honestly think that the Rams should be taking this very, very seriously. I personally think AD's mindset is, I'm not playing if we're not all in again. I'm not going to take time away from my family anymore unless we have one of the top teams in the league. He's holding the Rams to the fire, letting them know that they better not be satisfied with just 1 Super Bowl and they better continue to be all in, because he'll rather be at home with his kids than waste his time playing for a mediocre team. And with all these teams interested in Von Miller, Donald is letting them know, y'all better not let Miller leave or you might have an even bigger issue on your hands. The Rams front office better not mess this up or this could get really ugly. In other news, General Manager Les Snead indicated last week that a new deal will be finalized before the start of this season for Matthew Stafford. And after Aaron Rodgers signed a humongous 4-year, $200 million deal, I'm sure Stafford was somewhere celebrating. And not because he'll eclipse the 4-time MVP salary, because that just won't happen, but if Rodgers is getting $50 million a year, there's no way Stafford's new deal is under 40, especially after 4th quarter comebacks in the divisional round, NFC title game, and the Super Bowl. Expect Stafford to get paid any week now, and it's definitely well deserved. In other news, the Rams are letting linebacker Troy Reeder test free agency. According to Adam Schefter, the Rams will not be tendering Troy Reeder. He started 10 games for us last year and had 91 tackles and 2 sacks. But overall, he struggled consistently, especially with tackling and this shouldn't be a shock to anybody. And right after the news broke that the Rams were letting Troy Reeder test free agency, more news started to swirl around stating that the Rams are interested in newly cut linebacker Bobby Wagner. According to Ian Rappaport, the Rams are expected to show interest in Bobby Wagner. Makes sense with Troy Reeder leaving and Trayvon Howard being a free agent as well. Wagner isn't the best linebacker in football anymore, but he would still be a huge upgrade over Troy Reeder. And he showed last season that he still has the ability to be a really good starter. Plus, he would be a great leader and a great mentor for second-year linebacker Ernest Jones. He's also from Southern California, so I would just assume that as long as the money is right, the Rams should be pretty high on his list. Also, as of March 10th, Andrew Whitworth still hasn't announced his retirement. The longer this goes, the more I'm believing he stays for one more season, which would be great news for this old line that has two other starters entering free agency. A lot of people just assume that he would go out on top after winning a Super Bowl, but why not run it back since you're still playing at such a high level? 41 is still an extremely early retirement age compared to us normal people, and I'm just gonna assume that if Andrew Whitworth does decide to retire, we'll get an official announcement before free agency. But who knows? And really quickly, guys, before we get into our last bit of news, if you could please subscribe to this YouTube channel, and most importantly, hit that bell notification button so you always get alerted every time there's a new upload. And also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Now let's get back and let's talk about Russell Wilson getting out of the NFC West. The Seahawks are officially in rebuild mode. Who would have thought that the Pete Carroll-Russell Wilson drama would end with Carroll staying and Russell Wilson leaving? Chances are there might be another 20 years before the Seahawks get another quarterback with Russell Wilson level talent, and I couldn't be more happier. Then letting go of Bobby Wagner tells everyone that this is officially the beginning of a rebuild for Seattle, making the Rams' path to repeat as NFC champions that much easier. And big shout out to Les Snead. This trade would never happen if the Rams don't trade for Stafford to win a Super Bowl, just as I thought other teams are starting to follow suit. With all that criticism that Les Snead got for trading all those draft picks away for Stafford, I'll never miss an opportunity to praise him. And as far as the rest of the NFC West goes, for the 49ers, it's looking like Trey Lance is going to take over, and who knows if he's really up for the task. Jimmy Garoppolo was a starter all last season for a reason, because he wasn't ready, and who's to say he's going to be ready in year 2? And the Cardinals are the Cardinals. They're one of the worst franchises in NFL history, and they might have a few good years here and there, but overall, the Cardinals are gonna Cardinal, and that's not something that we really have to worry about in the long term. I expect the Rams to really go on a run here and dominate the NFC West for years to come. That is all for the news now. Click right here for more Rams content.